Welcome to another awesome episode of Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. And this time, we're not on location at a beer stop. We're at the Latimer compound at the bar. Alan couldn't be here, so I decided to talk my good friend Jason Morrell here into being on the show with me. And the reason why Jason's here is because Jason is not a craft beer drinker. So this show is going to be a little bit about getting the non-craft beer drinker into drinking craft beer. Now, you've heard me talk on the show before about when you sip a craft beer, you swirl it, sniff it, sip it, and I usually say, my friends laugh at me. This is the guy that laughs at me.
Every time.
So, Jay, how you doing, man?
Great, thanks for having me.
Oh, okay. You excited to taste some beers?
I am.
We're actually going to test your taste buds to see if you can tell the difference between a few domestic beers, and we're going to get your non-biased opinion on some craft beers we have today.
I'll do my best.
You are the average beer drinker. You're the blue-collar Bud Miller Coors guy.
Absolutely.
So while I went further in my beer drinking quest for knowledge and getting new beers and this and that, you didn't. You stayed with the tried and true from when we were younger. Well, let's see if we could change his mind today. We'll see what we could do. But first, we got some news. We always have to start with some news here on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. There's a new beer that's coming out using ingredients found from an 1886 shipwreck. Bottles of beer he salvaged from a 133-year-old shipwreck have been used to create a modern pale ale. The appropriately named Deep Ascent Ale is the brainchild of St. James Brewery in New York and recently made its debut at the New York State Brewers Association Craft Beer Festival in Albany. Jamie Adams, owner of the brewery, created Deep Ascent from the yeast he painstakingly cultured from bottles of English ale he salvaged in 2017 from the wreckage of the SS Oregon, which sank off a fire island in 1886.
It's not a bad idea.
Okay, would you try it?
I would try it.
I think it sounds pretty interesting. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I don't know how much difference the ales from back then would taste to now, but I'm sure it'd be some kind of difference.
Oh, I'm sure. Probably quite different.
I think so.
Yeah, probably.
Well, speaking of weird beers, I have a list of 3 really weird beers that we're not going to try today because I don't have them in front of me, but just so you know they exist and you know they exist, let's talk about some beers made in a strange way.
Well, let's hear it.
First off is the Beard Beer by Rogue Ales. Rogue Ales Beard Beer is actually made with the yeast grown in master brewer John Mayer's beard. The wild beard yeast is what gives the weird brew a pineapple flavor. Before I go any further, let's say they donate the proceeds to a very good cause, No Shave November, which is a cancer awareness organization. Would you try the Beard Beer?
Yeah.
You think you would?
I would try it.
Just because it's going to a good cause, right?
For a good cause.
Okay.
Well, who knows, right?
A nice pineapple flavor.
I don't see how they get pineapple out of a beard.
Well, I don't know. It's the yeast that's in the... Yeah. I'll have to grow my beard out a little bit more so I can start putting yeast in it.
All right, let's try it.
Second one is Celestial Beer by Dogfish Head. If you ever wondered if space was delicious, Celestial Jewel by Dogfish Head just might have the answer. The brewers took lunar meteorites, crushed them up, steeped the meteorites in a beer-like tea. That was only brewed once, so I don't think we get our hands on that.
Probably not, and it doesn't sound like I'd want to try it anyway. No.
Moon rocks?
It's rock beer. No rock beer for me.
Okay.
I'll go with the beard.
Finally, now this one I do want to try. Ghostface Killer by Twisted Pine. With the goal of making it the spiciest beer in the world, Twisted Pine's Ghostface Killer uses 6 different kinds of ultra-hot peppers, including the ghost pepper. Would you give that one a go?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not? All right, when we come back, we're going to talk more to Jay, and he's going to do a blind taste test to see if he can taste the difference between a Miller Lite, a Coors Light, and a Miller Genuine Draft, because that's what we have here today. We'll be right back on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. Welcome back to Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. I am with my good friend, Jason Morrell. He is your average beer drinker. We're going to do a little bit of taste testing today. Don't worry. Alan Jeanette didn't go anywhere, just scheduling conflict. Couldn't make it for this episode. He'll be on the next episode. But for right now, we're going to taste test 3 beers and see if you can taste the difference between them. Now, these beers are your usual domestics, I believe one of them is a Miller Genuine Draft, one of them is a Coors Light, and one of them is a Miller Lite. These are 3 beers you usually drink, right?
Correct.
Okay, this is your menu of beers usually.
Usually, yeah.
You usually don't go into getting these hazy, juicy IPAs like this.
That looks like orange juice.
This is delicious, though.
And that looks like beer.
Well, let's see if you can taste the difference. Number 1, what do you think that is? Give it a shot.
Call this one number 1?
That's number 1. He smells it, too.
Coors Light.
Okay. Number 2.
That might be Miller Lite.
Okay. So that's Coors Light. That's Miller Lite. Number 3. Well, number 3 would have to be the only one left, right?
Yeah, I'm going to say that's Miller Genuine Draft.
Okay. See how well he did. That's Miller Genuine Draft, and
I did grow up with that.
we did grow up. We're not going to say how long ago it was we started drinking that, but this guy has been with me for a very, very long time, and you may actually know his face from various YouTube videos like Beer, Cheese, and Spaceships and Batman versus Fake Batman.
Quite popular, right?
And also, he was the officiant when I renew my vows in Vegas, dressed as Batman in the desert.
Well, they can't tell I had a mask on.
Well, thank you for that. MGD. Back to the beer. MGD. Yep, that is MGD. And you can smell it, actually. It smells a little bit different than these two.
That one did smell a little different.
The other two, you got right. They are very similar in taste, and they're probably made that way on purpose.
Oh, I'm sure.
But there is actually a big taste difference between Miller Genuine Draft and the other two, of course.
Yeah, there was definitely a difference.
You could feel that. Now, if we had Bud Light here, it would probably taste really similar to these two. But Bud has this like real strange aftertaste.
Yes.
Probably be able to pick that one out, I'd say. But who knows? Next up, we're going to drink some craft beer now. And right now, for your pleasure and the pleasure of the people sitting at home, the average beer drinker right here is going to try some craft beers from the Walton Brewing Company first. We're giving them our shout out. This is their No Frill Pils. We'll try that first. See what you think of this. This is like it's called, No Frill Pils. It's a no frills Pilsner. It's a straightforward Pilsner. It tastes like a German Pilsner because of the malts they use. Give it a shot, see what you think. You should now sniff it first.
It does smell good.
Swirl it around. Want to take a sip and then swallow it?
You can swirl it around.
Okay. Swish it around in your mouth.
That's actually a pretty good beer.
So I may have found something that you like.
Yeah, it's not strong. It's not bitter. It's got a good taste. I'm going to have some more. Yes, not bad. Not bad at all.
Alcohol by volume is only 5%. It's not an IPA, so it's not going to have a lot of hop content to it.
It does not. It's very good.
I seem to recall that you don't like a lot of hop content.
No.
So that's kind of what I did with these beers here. None of them are IPAs. None of them are like this. This is, I'll give them another plug. This is the largemouth India Pale Ale from Walton Brewing Company. This bad boy here is very hoppy. It's very good. But for you, probably stay away from stuff like this. But it just goes to show, like, there is a huge variety of beers in the craft beer world. It's not just hazy, juicy, bigger-than-life IPAs. We got stuff like this. And the next one is considered the biggest craft brewery in America. Sam Adams, the Boston Lager. Well, you've had this before, I'm sure.
Yes. I don't mind lagers.
Pretty much tastes exactly what you're used to a lager tasting like.
Yeah, it does. But it's still very good.
And Boston Lager is a really good go-to beer and really good with, you're a hunter. So I would pair with venison, I'd pair either a Boston Lager or the No Frill Pils.
That would work.
Yeah.
Yes,
so you're thinking already.
Now I'm thinking.
Next time you come
on
on the show,
me going now.
Next time on the show, bring some venison and we'll sit around and we'll drink some Pilsner and we'll eat some venison. Now last but not least, this is a little weird. This guy here is from Goose Island, Fulton Street Blend. Now this is a rich coffee beer, but it's not a stout, it's an ale. So this is a coffee ale. It's a little different.
Coffee ale, huh?
Yeah, you can get the nice coffee notes. It's not too overbearing. It's not real thick.
That's a one bottle and done for me, though.
Yeah, one and done.
Yeah.
But it's not overbearing.
No.
And it's
Not terrible at all.
5.5 ABV, so it's not going to knock you on your butt.
No.
But it's good enough. So there you have it. There are the beers for this week. You can check them out. The Beer Stop. And if you like what you see here, of course, check out our Facebook page at facebook.com, Wine Hops and Road Stops. When we come back, we're going to take a road stop to Bonanza Steakhouse. There's more than just steaks at Bonanza Steakhouse. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more wine, hops, and road stops. Special guest, Jay Marola. Today's road stop is at Bonanza Steakhouse in Hazel Township. I sat down with the owner-operator, Harry Werkheiser, to talk great steaks, the Bonanza Buffet, and everything else that makes Bonanza a great road stop.
Well, it was built in 1994. I was one of the original managers. In 2008, I purchased a franchise, and we've been going strong ever since. We're the only steakhouse in the area. We do have great steaks. We have ribs, chicken, seafood, and to complement all of that, we also have a full buffet, which we have something for everyone on the buffet. You should never leave Bonanza hungry, that's for sure. One of the things that I pride myself on is the buffet is all homemade items. It's not opening a can or opening a frozen package. Most of it on the buffet is all homemade. Our soups are homemade.
That's really important because you could really taste the difference if something comes from a can or if something is made from scratch,
Yes.
homemade. Big difference on that.
Yes. Cook up pork every day. On weekends, we're cooking hams, we're baking turkeys, desserts. We have soups. We're famous for our wings. Chicken fingers are on a buffet every day, which is probably our number one item or close to it with the wings.
So you could come to this buffet 3-4 times a week and see something different on it every day.
Yes, we do have something different on a buffet every day. You know, we do have our core items, the vegetables, the mashed potatoes, the gravy. We run baked chicken every day. We do fried chicken every day, which it's all fresh chicken. Comes in, we hand bread it every morning. Sometimes we even bread it mid-afternoon for night shift. It's our own breading mixture with seasoning so that no one else could come even close to the flavor that we have on it. On the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we do a breakfast buffet, which we also have a omelet station and egg station. So it's made to order. You go up, let the chef know what you want to have in your omelet, and he makes it right there for you, delivers it to your table. During lunch periods and dinner, the buffet is always open. Lent's coming, right? So we're gonna have some Lent specials, hand-breaded cod, shrimp scampi. So we're always doing something, and we're always trying to do something different so that people come in and enjoy the buffet or a good steak dinner. I'm a firm believer that if it wasn't for the community supporting me and the Bonanza business, I wouldn't be here. So I like to give back to the community, different groups, organizations. Big Brothers Big Sister does their bowling up at Bowl Arena. I always donate food to them. I just got a call the other day that one of my cooks from 1996 has throat cancer and they want to do a benefit. So I'm donating some food to that benefit. I like to give back. It makes me feel good. And also the community is great to me, so I try to be equally good back to them.
You need a place to throw a party? Well, Bonanza has you covered.
It's a private room. It's divided into 2 sections. It seats up to 80 people. It's great for funeral luncheons, business meetings, office groups. Right now I have a church group on the other side having a meeting, but it's multi-purpose. It comes in handy. On a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we use it for regular seating. because we do usually have a full restaurant. Catering is something relatively new for Bonanza. We do off-site catering. We have catering orders that have gone out, anywhere from 20 people, 50 people. I did one about 2 weeks ago for over 100 people. I'm getting great reviews on it, so I'm happy I got into that part of the business. And also, what's new to Bonanza starting last Monday, we started partnered with Uber Eats. So you could go on the app and order food. Uber Eats sends a driver to pick it up and delivers it right to your door. I'm surprised at the response already. It's going great. People that just can't get out, people that are home recovering from an illness or that, it's a great convenience for them. They could get a great Bonanza meal without ever leaving their house anymore. Monday through Thursday, we open at 11 a.m. We're here till 9 o'clock in the evening. Friday, we open at 11. We're here till 10 o'clock. Saturday and Sunday, we open at 8 a.m. with our breakfast buffet till 11. And then we go right into our regular menu and our regular buffet. Saturday night, we're here till 10. Sunday night, we're here till 9.
Good steak, a great buffet, even a breakfast buffet. That's our road stop for this episode. For over 40 years, Two Italian Guys has been a staple of good pizza in downtown Hazleton. So today, we talk with the owner, Elvis, about the 40-year history of Two Italian Guys and their legendary Strombolis and pizza.
When we opened up, which my parents and their partner opened up 40 years ago across the street in the Washco building. It was Frankie Di Blasi and Natalie Tabasco when they first opened up the place. That was 40 years ago. Well, the name it's because there were two guys and they were both Italians, so Two Italian Guys Pizzeria.
One thing that sets Two Italian Guys apart from other restaurants in the area is if you want a slice of pizza or a Stromboli and it's 2 a.m., you can get it. Two Italian Guys is open late every night.
We get pretty busy. We call it the late night crowd, which is usually either people that work in factories or calling for their lunch at that time, or also like people that walk out of the bars. Usually the whole menu is available. At 1 o'clock, we just stop taking dinners and burgers because we start cleaning up at night. So those are the only two items that won't be available after 1, but up until 2 or 3 whenever on the weekends, yeah, all items are available.
We have pizzas, we have hoagies, strombolis, we have wraps, we have dinners, we have antipastas, just about anything you can imagine. We have a lot of stuff on our menu. We have over 100 items. And we have varieties of pizzas. We have steak and cheese pizzas. We have veggie pizza, meat lover pizzas. Our strombolis are fabulous. Our strombolis have been going all over the United States. There's a guy that comes up from California just to order 40 strombolis, and that he takes them back down to California. And they're huge stromboli. You'll never find them anywhere else like you find them here. And that we're very famous for our strombolis for the many years that we've been here.
So next time you find yourself in the Hazleton area, stop by Two Italian Guys. It's a great quick stop for some great pizza and Stromboli. We're back at Krugel's Georgetown Deli and Beer with Kevin, and we're going to talk about what you see on a beer label. And now, sometimes you see a lot of information, sometimes you see a little bit of information.
You're going to have ABV, IBU, SRM, and degrees P, which we'll talk about that for a second. I'm pretty sure ABV is the first thing everybody looks at. You want to know how much booze is in your beer.
Right.
So ABV, alcohol by volume. So what does that mean? So if you have a 10% beer and you have 10 ounces of that beer, that means you have 1 ounce of pure grain alcohol.
So the higher ABV, the stronger your beer is going to be.
Right. So the next thing you're going to look at is the IBUs. Now the IBUs are are very commonly listed on your IPAs. IBU stands for International Bitterness Unit. And that really, what it comes down to is a measure of parts per million of isohumulone. And that's a big,
Huge word.
Yeah, it's a big word. All it is the acid that's in hops that makes it a little bit bitter.
So the higher the number,
Right, the higher the bitterness
Right.
of the beer. And if you're drinking an IPA, you might want that number to be as high as it can be. So the next one we're going to look at is SRM. Now that just means what color is the beer. 2 is going to be your lightest pale ale beer, and 40 is going to be your darkest motor oil beer.
like this Guinness.
There you go. So then you'll see a weird one that looks like a temperature. It says like a degree and then P. Ultimately, what you're looking at is a measurement of the sugar that's in your beer. Also, that's how you get your ABV levels. That's how you figure out how much alcohol is in there.
So that is how you read the label on your beer. That's all the time we have on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. Shot on location this time from the Latimer compound. Not the beer stop in West Hazelton, but Alan will be back, and we will be back at the beer stop next episode. So, what's new at the beer stop, Jay? Do you know?
I have no idea. Why don't you tell us?
I will tell you.
All right.
Back in the area, we have a bunch of beers from Allagash, some new stuff from Stone, like the Enjoy by 420, and the Stone Espresso, and by Dogfish, I have to talk about this a little bit, Siracusa Nera. How's that?
Sounds right to me.
That is Dogfish Head's Imperial Stout combined with some Syrah wine. Remember, life is too short to have bad beer, so drink a good beer. You get it from the beer stop. I want to thank my old friend Jason Marola for coming on, sampling some good beers. Did we change your mind at all about craft beer?
I'm a little more open-minded towards it, yes.
I like that. We'll see you next time on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. Salute.
Salute. I have no pants.
Zero.
Zero. Naked from the waist down.
No one can tell. And we did have an audience tonight. The dogs, the girls, the wives, significant others. Thank you for helping out tonight.
Beautiful as always.
Yeah.
Did I mention I don't have pants on?
Not have pants. No pants. No, just pants.